Here's some interesting analysis I discovered when decoding What Difference Does It Make by the Smiths. Here's a quick blast of me playing along to it and using the mode decoder. To watch the full video, click here or search my videos. So the first thing to say is that this is an excellent song for understanding and hearing how modes work and sound as we move simply between three modes, those of Dorian, Ionian and Aeolian. Secondly, it shows how a songwriter's instinctive chord choices have a solid explanation in modal music theory. These modes give complexity and interest despite the apparent simplicity. The modes, of course, affect how we feel when listening to music, and here we've been taken through several different feels to match Morrissey's lyrical sentiments. We start off with a neutral setup for the story in Dorian. All men have secrets and here is mine, so let it be known. To an open, optimistic Ionian question, so what difference does it make? To the sad Aeolian answer, it makes none. So for the neutral setup, we start off with the verse chords and that iconic riff made from the B5 chord, which doesn't contain the third, meaning that it could be either a major or minor chord, and so could be placed in any of these first 6 boxes here. However, next comes a D major and E major chords, meaning the mode decoder can only be set like this. That's the only place in the spin that an E and a D show up in the major boxes at the same time. Plus we can see that there is a B showing up too. So now theoretically we can be in any of these modes: A Ionian, B Dorian, C sharp Phrygian, D Lydian, E Mixolydian, F sharp minor, F sharp Aeolian, or even A flat Locrian. But because we started off on the B, this makes it B Dorian. You can see how the mode decoder can take a couple of chords and quickly give you a framework to work in. So once we know this, we can listen out for that Dorian sound in the verse. Dorian is minor, but not sad. It's strong. Think of those ancient Greeks marching nobly off to war, with heads held high as they gaze off into their destiny. That's the sort of mood we have here underlying Morrissey's musings on the philosophy of what difference does anything make. And speaking of philosophy, the great ancient Greek thinker Plato once referred to the Dorian mode and said it was the most suitable musical mode for fostering courage and discipline in people, as it's associated with qualities that were admired in the Spartan culture, such as bravery and self-control. So an honourable mention for Dorian there. Now, moving on to the chorus, which is in 2 parts. The chords of the first part are B major, E major, F sharp major, and again there's only one configuration that fits, and it's with B in the Ionian window like this. This changes the mood to optimistic with the straight, happy sound of B Ionian. It's subtle because there's only a small, though important, difference in the change. If we were to stay in B Dorian, the chords would be B minor, E major and F sharp minor. For B Ionian, the B and the F sharp go major. Now, you could omit the thirds and play B5, E5 and F sharp 5 for both modes, but it's that clue that the third is giving our ear that changes the mode and the mood. So subtle. So that's for the first part of the chorus. The second part, which is the answer and starts "it makes none," does another interesting modal move, and this time without even moving the wheel. You can really hear the change as we start the second part off with the A flat minor chord. Nothing has moved on the wheel, so how does it sound so different? Well, by starting off with the A flat, we effectively change modes from Ionian to Aeolian. We might say in normal music theory terminology that we move from the major scale to its relative minor. I think this is such a good example of that, and fascinating, as it sounds more of a jump than from the Dorian to the Ionian, and without even moving the wheel. Now, you can see in the original video that the mode decoder is getting reset constantly as we flip between modes. You won't be doing that, of course, as you play. It's just done like this to illustrate what's going on under the bonnet, if you like. Practically, what I actually did was to jump right into playing was, number one, search the chords and got them to show in the appropriate major and minor windows. Two, from that setting, seeing my main go-to frets were only fret 7 and 7 up past the 12th fret as well for the verse, and fret 11 for the chorus. And then 3, play the notes of each location on those 2 frets, finding the melody line with no chance of a wrong note. If you want to try it out, try with just the notes of the minor pentatonic scale on both of those frets. Exactly the same shape with no wrong notes. In this way, you reduce your thinking, the thinking that you need to do to play along, and can concentrate on enjoying the play. If your finger muscle memory knows the pattern, as it will, you won't have to think about that a bit. And really all you need to remember for this song is most bits twiddle around on the 7th fret until you hear Morrissey saying "it makes none," at which point zoom up to fret 11. And you can even do it without counting and just think first bit's shape starts on the 3rd dot up. It makes none starts just one before the double dot. This means you can choose any song, enjoy a speedy play with minimal effort, and then move on to the next song. It works for me, which is why and how I developed the mode decoder, and it could work for you too. So in answer to what difference does it make, I'd say the modes make all the difference to the music, and the mode decoder makes all the difference to your guitar playing enjoyment. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.